Alright, so NHL 24 got revealed today, a little earlier, and now I'm finally getting around to making a video on it. Although it's not too far after. It's only a couple hours. Only like 2, 3, maybe. But I'm so excited. And seeing this trailer got me a little hyped up for the release, I'll admit. And we got some answers to some long-awaited questions and a couple things that I'm kind of happy about. That if we get what they say we're getting, I'm going to be really happy. Now, starting off with one of the first big things they talked about, it was full crossplay. Now, in their dev, you can call it like a dev diary, I know is what it is sometimes called, something like an interview with a developer, a couple developers from NHL 24. They said that last year they rolled out cross-platform because there was too much to try to do full cross-play at the time. So now you have full cross-play because they built the foundation, now they put it in. So now they have full cross-play. You can play with buddies on the PlayStation or Xbox, whatever, and you can play with your buddies now. Whatever they're on. PlayStation, you had to get Xbox to play with us. And now we can all play on our own separate system of choice, and now it makes it a lot easier. I like the sports games are moving in this place where now you're starting to be able to play more and more with your buddies, because I remember that being a thing back in the day where it was, oh, what do you got, Xbox or PlayStation? Oh, I got PlayStation. Great, that means we can't play together. Great. It was always that, and a lot of my buddies always used to have PlayStation, and now seeing games, I mean, I don't play with many of them anymore, but now seeing that I can play with a lot of my buddies on a lot of the bigger games that I play nowadays, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm glad we have it now, and I'm glad it's coming to NHL because that just opens up the possibilities. They talked about the exhaust engine, so there looks to be a different indicator from what I saw in the trailer. I picked out, it looks like kind of like 2Ks where it's a circle around the bottom of the player, although it's a thin line and then it kind of it's kind of like it fades in and into just the normal ice, like clear, so you can see ice under it, and then a small indicator for if they have an X factor, which I don't know what this is going to look like. We don't know until either the look, like the behind the scenes looks, or release. You never know. They may speak on it before the release. I don't know. With that, they also talked about the sustained pressure system and the goalie fatigue feature that are coming. Now, with the pressure system, the offensive team, it's supposed to help with their strategy. They push strategy a lot this year in the trailer. You're going to be able to run strategies that teams run. You're going to be able to cycle and get the guys moving and find that open shot. You're going to be able to dump and chase effectively. You're going to be able to do these things that help you find the shot and get the goal on offense, and makes you have to be smarter on defense. Now, with offensive teams that build pressure from shots, from putting that pressure on the defense, you get a boost to your attributes, and the team that's getting pinned is losing points to their attributes. And the farther that bar builds, the harder it is to get them out, and the easier it is to keep it in. That now makes it so much more important to just get that puck past the blue line, because we play it like the squad that I play with. We don't think like game wise, like, oh yeah, meta, blah blah blah. It's one of those things of, we'll dump and chase here and there. We cycle so much. We even just cycle positioning on defense and everything. We're always trying to think from a strategic point of view in terms of the game, not the video game. And that's hopefully going to get a lot better and give us the edge this year, because if it's what it sounds like, hopefully it will. Now, with goalie fatigue, with them adding it in, they say that goalies over time will get worn down, and that works with the pressure system of if you really and as the game goes on, goalies may get a little worn down a little more, and especially if you keep pressuring and pressuring and pressuring, and they're going to make more mistakes as you pressure them. And the more mistakes, it leads to more opportunities for scoring. Now, with that comes new goalie animations and desperation animation package they said they're adding for goalies. They showed ones of the goalie sitting down, making a move on the puck, or laying down, making moves on the puck. So we'll see kind of how that goes. And hopefully we see them, because last year we didn't really see them. Last year, I mean, within the first, 50 games, we saw most of what there was to see, and there was, maybe 20 animations that they added, if that we really saw. And then from then to now, we've played over 300 games probably, and we've seen maybe, since those first 50 games, maybe 5 new animations that were also added. I don't even know. I don't even think it was that many new ones we've seen. So hopefully they're ones that we're really going to see, at least in certain situations that they're meant for. They say that physics is going to be a big part of this, and I want it to be so bad, because I want to feel that heaviness behind a hit. I want to feel that impact. I want to feel satisfied. I want to know I just laid a guy out and just sent him, and I just gave him a nice sleep. I don't want to hit him and be like, I didn't feel like that impact really did anything. I want to hit a guy and be like, I just laid him out. Let's go. Like that kind of feeling. And light hits should feel light, heavy hits should feel heavy. And you should know when you body a guy that you just sent him. And you don't really feel that. And a lot of what they said sounded like the hits should feel better. They should look better. And hopefully there's more fluidity. They say that when you miss, there's going to be missed hit animations, and they showed one or two. And that if you miss a hit, you will get taken out of the play. And same with when you hit a player, that they'll be taken out of the play a little longer. They're going to be down. It gives you that advantage. It really gives you that advantage, which I like, because especially in franchise, it felt like more so than Chell. Well, in franchise, I'd hit a guy and he'd be back in the play in 3 seconds, and I'm like, you shouldn't get up that bad when I almost killed you. And then in Chell, you felt the impact a little more, but it was still an issue of, oh, I decked that guy, and then he's right back in the play on top of us a lot of times. Unless you had someone that had truculence and had that 95 to 99 hit power, or hitting, and just wrecked you, and you were forward. You weren't getting up. So, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it feels better. They talk about stuff like a couple new added things, like a shove animation. You can now dump players into the benches, which I'm so happy. I'm slightly optimistically cautious, because I don't know how they're going to handle it. I'm hoping that when you dump a guy in the bench, that there's multiple different ways you can dump him in, multiple different ways the bench can react, multiple different ways, a couple ways the coach can react too. I want to see, if a guy gets dumped right in front of the coach, and maybe players dive out of the way or dive back, the coach dive back. Because the coach isn't going to stay stagnant if a player gets hit hard enough into a bench. They may move a little bit. Even just once or twice of a coach may flinch because he's not paying attention, because he's looking at the play. Or because he's looking elsewhere, or talking to an assistant coach. Or talking to a player. And then they also added a break glass thing. You're going to be able to at least crack all the way up and down the glass. And I don't know how much of it is. I don't know if you're actually going to be able to break it, if you're going to be able to crack it varying amounts, or it's just crack one way. I'm hoping it varies, and there's the potential for, if you have, let's say, 99 hitting and it's a small guy, you can just send him through the glass. You never know. You never truly do know until you see it. I don't think that's going to be in there, but who knows. They also had a total control skill moves, and it sounds like this is more of a controller setup than anything, from what they said, and that you're going to be able to, it's going to be easier for you to do a lot of that deking and maneuvering along the ice on that, and that legacy is still there, is what they called it, the legacy control for that. And they also said, quote, new ability to fake, pass, or deke out of every move, unquote. So that's a really good thing, because my team, we have one guy at the top who's the deker. We have and then the rest of us can do a little bit of it, but we don't make it the main part of our game. But he does, and I think that's going to make a worlds better for him, because he's already our assist guy. This is only going to make it better for him to get assists. He's only going to rack them up even more. So for dekers everywhere, you're gonna be happy because they're giving you some help with this, I should say. It's not the right wording that I'm looking for, but that's all I can really figure out right now. They also talked about vision-based passing, that they're going to be able to kind of feed the puck differently now when you're in vision compared to when you're out of vision. Quicker direct passing, which is good. I wanted it a little bit quicker because sometimes it felt too slow, especially in Chell, where it'd be like you'd send it for a guy that's going up the ice, and it'd feel like it's like taking 20 minutes to get up there. As to where sometimes it's like I held the A button down for 5 minutes, sent it, and it didn't go anywhere. Like sometimes it should feel like if you have a good pass, it should get there quick. Buttons will now be mapped to teammates, kind of like 2Ks, where you hit left button. I'm not saying that NHL is going to be like this, but with 2K you hit left or right bumper, and you can pick a button and you pass it to that player. So it looks like they're bringing that to NHL. I want to know. Now, their button scheming was weird. I think one was like a left trigger or left stick. I don't know. It didn't seem right, and I was like, it should be mapped out to ABX or ABXY and left trigger, I think is what it is. No, left bumper. One of the two. One of the bumpers for 2K. I honestly think it should be that, or you get the decision to say, okay, how do I want to map this out? And I'd map it like 2K because that's what I'm used to. That's just what I'm used to, and I know a lot of other people may cross play, so they may say the same thing of 2K is this, we're used to this, or even with Madden where you have those 5 basic buttons of A, B, X, Y, and the bumpers that you usually use. And then they talked about one-touch passing, which I think is going to be big, especially for me, since I love to cycle and move the puck, or especially when you're going on those 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, where when the puck is on the way, you hit it, and you're going to immediately you're going to go in and pass. You're immediately going to be trying to pass it as you get it to your teammate, and that's by hitting the pass button before you pass. That will be big. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting because especially with my strategies, I like to there's times where I'll get up close and personal because I put my AI learning up on the highest so it adjusts, so I always have to keep trying different things. There's some times where I'll want to go up and play close and aggressive and be moving the puck around as close as possible, and then times where I'm like backing off and just moving the puck slowly and kind of finding that open shot. So this will make a big difference for me personally, and some other people I know. Goalie control. There's been a goalie control change with tether control. They say that they tweaked it a little bit to make it easier for human goalies, including the tether control system, which on a button press, I think it was left stick, where you kind of center back to the net, or center back to the center net, because they said when you come and you move anywhere, it would off center you. And it would screw you up and give an open net if they got it in the right spot. So they changed that. They added an instinct system, so you guess where it's going, and if it's right, you get a bonus, and you're more likely to get the puck. And if not, it penalizes you. That'll be interesting. I wonder if you can turn it on and off, or it's going to be a specific feature. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I only play like 5 games. I've only played like 5 games of Chell Goalie this year, and I didn't want to all 5 of them. So if I have to do that again next year, it's going to be interesting. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of what they talked about was their physics-based system, making a big deal about cross-play, and just the feeling of the gameplay. I'm excited to see what they're going to be trying for franchise, what they're looking to add. And, I'll try to keep updated with what happens. But anyways, it was a good trailer. It really sets a nice bar, and I'm hoping they hit it. But anyways, that's kind of it. You know who I am. I guess I'll see you later with more content, eh?